Hello, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you don't know, I'm Matthew Steinke and I review movies because that's what I do best. Today we're going to be reviewing The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club was directed by John Hughes and stars Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, and Ali Sheedy. The plot revolves around 5 high schoolers who have to serve out Saturday detention. They struggle to connect, seeing as if they don't have anything similar with each other. But it turns out that they have more things in common than they could ever imagine. Let's start off with the positives. The direction from John Hughes in this film is simply incredible. He captures exactly the right emotions at exactly the right time and is capable of hitting different emotional cues with precision and respect. Every character feels realistic. Every shot feels like it's meaning something. Every scene feels like it could have been taken from real life. It all feels so real and relatable, and I don't think anyone else but John Hughes could have pulled it off realistically. But good direction is non-existent without any actors to direct. And luckily, these actors are great, not only taking heed from Hughes' direction, but crafting something spectacular with it. It was Hughes' job to write realistic characters, but it was the actors' jobs to create them from the screen, and these actors pull it off. Every character is relatable, and everyone at least knows one person like these characters. You believe that these are high school students, and you understand them, and none of that could have been possible without these actors. They nail the comedic lines and execute the emotional performances perfectly, balancing the two to create an excellent performance from every single actor in this film. But all movies start with one thing, a blueprint, better known as a screenplay, and the screenplay that John Hughes wrote for this movie is amazing. It is simply amazing. The plot flows fluidly, and the interactions move the story forward for the most part without it being blatantly obvious. The dialogue is realistic even today, if some catchphrases that were used aren't really used anymore. And the emotion that is hidden in those lines is felt, and we as the audience connect with them. Those were a lot of good positives, but now we gotta get into the negatives. And luckily, there's only one negative that I can think of. Like I said, the interactions with the characters flow the story forward for the most part. Though certain scenes, while immensely entertaining, seem only there to give exposition. Now, I understand that it's hard to slide backstory into your film without it feeling forced or clustered, but this film sometimes is so focused on setting up the chemistry between the characters that it suddenly remembers that we have to have backstories for them. And this can result in some lines feeling clunky and strangely out of place, and results in a sequence that I feel sets aside certain character traits just so the kids can reveal their feelings. And while, like I said, the scene has a lot of heart, the build-up was kind of rushed and forced. Now I think that I should read my conclusion word for word because I think it sums up my thoughts on this film pretty well. I've always loved this film. The heart that is shown between the characters is palpable, and the realism that the film conveys through its acting, writing, and direction is still impressive even today. Though it has some minor flaws, the meaning behind the film and the amazing way that it's executed triumphs over any flaws that I could have. With hundreds of garbage teen films being released these days, with botched characters, cliché backstories, and unoriginal plots, I sometimes wish John Hughes were here to put realistic and meaningful teen movies back on the big screen, instead of this cookie-cutter blandness. Sadly, he's not, and I don't see many people taking inspiration from his films. So even if we never get another film with the heart and wonderful poignant emotions like this film has, we can always look back on this to remember a time when movies were mature enough to engage and reward the audience with difficult and ultimately inspiring stories. I surely won't be forgetting The Breakfast Club anytime soon. I'd rate The Breakfast Club a 4.8 out of 5. Thank you guys for watching this review. Please subscribe, and please, 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 post movies that you want me to review down in the comments, because I will happily do them. As always, go watch movies. Bye-bye.